Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill catch-up video for Friday the 9th of June and Saturday the 10th of June. Now, been a bit quiet the last couple of weeks. Haven't been making a video every day. And very, very quiet. And then all of a sudden, bang, here it comes news. Bang. Millwall signed Kevin Nisbet. Signed, sealed, delivered. So this afternoon, around about 3 o'clock, I'm scrolling through my news, and I'm like, what? What? Millwall signed Kevin Nisbet. And it's all coming from Scotland side. Nothing from South London Press and Millwall. And then we get the story from the South London Press, like, oh, so this did actually happen then. It's not like a joke, or they think, oh, it did actually happen. Yeah, it actually happened. Signed, sealed, delivered. He's been to the den to take the pictures in the Millwall polo shirts. Obviously they're down on the kit. And yeah, this is from heraldscotland.com, the Herald. They put it up first, so they say exclusive. And this is from the senior Rangers writer, because obviously Glasgow Rangers were hoping also to sign Kevin Nisbet, but Millwall got in there first. Hibernian striker Kevin Nisbet has completed a £2 million switch championship outfit Millwall. So yeah, all the Scotland side, the newspapers, it's on multiple, it's all over the place up there. It's on Daily Record, it's on STV, it's in the Independent. There's literally like 10 to 20 news sites that it's on, and they're all saying 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. Well, it's up to 2 million. Obviously, the Scottish side are burning. I guess it's going to want to big this up because it's a prized asset for them, and they want to make sure that the fans know that they got a fair price for it. Well, it may be a fair price if certain add-ons are met. The 26-year-old passed his medical at the Den on Saturday, and has now finalised the move to bring an end to his Easter Road career. Nisbet's put pen to paper on a 3-year contract with Millwall, and will have the option of an extra year come the summer of 2026. So it's a 3-year deal with an option for a 4th. Wow. The £2 million fee includes add-ons for a player that has been an integral part of the Hibernian squad over the past 3 seasons. Nisbet opted against making a move to Millwall during the January transfer window, as he decided to remain in Edinburgh and help Lee Johnson's side during the second half of the season. But he has now completed the switch to Championship promotion hopefuls, as boss Gary Rowett has seen off competition from a host of English rivals. Nisbet scored 12 goals in 20 appearances for Hibernian this season, and attracted interest from the likes of Blackburn Rovers, Bristol City, as well as Turkish giants Galatasaray. Nisbet said, "Delighted finally to get to Millwall. They made it clear I was their #1 target, and I'm honoured by that. It's my intention to do everything I can to help Millwall improve their possession next season. I'd like to thank the gaffer, Gary Rowett, and Millwall's director of football, Alex Aldridge, for their faith and determination, but I should also thank Sean Maloney, who was head manager. Made sure I got the best possible medical treatment last year when I was injured. Hibs fans have also been really supportive, and I hope I have a similar bond with Millwalls fans. My representative, Nicky Nicholson, has also been great and made the move go through smoothly." There is one comment. Shall we read the comment? It's always fun to read the comments, isn't it? Do I have to scroll down, or do I have to click on that? Let's have a look and see if this comes up. Oh, here we go. James Garrity. "Sorry to see our better players leave Scotland English Championship. 5 upvotes." Hey, well, what can you do? What can you do? And so yeah, that was put up. This is the story that got put out first. It's the exclusive from the Herald, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they got the exclusive, because the Edinburgh Evening News were kind of pushing this. They were the ones feeding information out from that side, so I don't know why they got exclusive, but just to confirm it is real, here we go. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. Millwall agree Kevin Nisbet deal. There he is in the seats at Millwall. Millwall Football Club is delighted to announce that deal has been agreed to sign Kevin Nisbet. The 26-year-old striker will officially join the Lions from Hibernian on a long-term contract for an undisclosed fee when the transfer window opens. Nisbet has spent his career in Dayton, Scotland, playing for the likes of Partick Thistle, Dumbarton, Raith Rovers and Dunfermline Athletic, before a move to Easter Road in 2020 saw the frontman become one of the hottest prospects north of the border. With 19 goals to his name in 2020-21, Nisbet was included in the Scotland squad, travelling to the delayed Euro 2020, playing a part in all 3 games, including the Wembley showdown against England from bench. Europa Conference League experience followed for the attacker with 21 goals in his last 2 seasons, earning Nisbet a move to South London. Delighted with his arrival, manager Gary Rowett said to millwallfc.co.uk, "It's a fabulous addition for us. Kevin is a goal scorer, but he's also got so many attributes to contribute to the squad. When I've spoken to him, you can tell he's raring to go and excited to play in front of our fans. He thrives off that energy from the supporters, and I'm sure they'll get that exact same buzz from him as well." Director of Football Operations and Recruitment Alex Aldridge added, "Kevin is a player who we are delighted to add to the ranks at Millwall. We've been long-term admirers of him and feel he is a player who can add quality and goals to Gary's squad. Kevin has really brought into the project at the club, and we look forward to seeing what he can do in a Millwall shirt." So there you go. Stay tuned to Millwall FC for Kevin Nisbet's first words as a Millwall player. Yeah, so he had a little, they've been putting little videos out and stuff. So yeah, look, all done and dusted. How do you feel about that? Is this the missing piece of the jigsaw? But where does he play then? Where does Tom Bradshaw play? Tom Bradshaw, he scored 17 goals. Are you going to move him around? Like, how's that work? Don't know. I don't know. We're going to play 2 up front now? We're going to play Christmas Tree? What are we playing? I don't know. So yeah, let's get into the local news. So this is a local paper for Hibernian, Edinburgh Evening News, edinburghnews.scotsman.com. This is what they say. Let's see if there's any more information here. So they put this out at 5 o'clock, which was 2 hours after the initial exclusive from the Herald in Scotland. Kevin Nisbet seals Millwall move with Hibs netting 2 million. Scotland striker. Well, technically wrong. They can possibly net 2 million. And we'll get more on that later. Millwall finally got their man with Hibs forward Kevin Nisbet agreeing to join the English Championship side for a 7-figure sum after 3 years in Leith. The Scotland internationalist was on the cusp of moving to London in January, but U-turned at the 11th hour, opting to see out the campaign with Hibs after deciding it wasn't the right time to leave the capital. But he always looked likely to leave Easter Road in the summer after a blistering return to form following his comeback from a lengthy spell on the sidelines, with several clubs in England and overseas linked with a move for the forward. And he signed a 3-year deal, Gary outside with the option of a further 12 months at then. The terms of the deal haven't been disclosed, but the Evening News understands Hibs stand to net more than 2 million for the 26-year-old when add-ons are included, while a sell-on clause has also been included in the contract. So how much is that? It's usually 25, isn't it? So if he does come in and hits the ground running and then wants to go to the Premier League, we have to give Hibernian some of that go. Nisbet joined Hibs from Dunfermline in the summer of 2020 and helped them secure a 3rd place finish in the league and passage to the latter stages of both domestic cups with 18 goals in all competitions. A serious injury setback in February 2022 brought a premature end to his season as Hibs struggled for goals under Sean Maloney, but Nisbet returned to action in December, hitting 12 goals in 19 games and helping the team qualify for Europe once again. Easter Road chief Ben Kensell said, "After deciding to stay in January, Kevin informed us that he wanted to leave the club this summer, which we understood. Following those discussions, we had to ensure we got the best possible deal for him, and we're happy with the fee received, and we wish him all the best for the future with Millwall." Manager Lee Johnson added, "We're disappointed to lose Nizzy." Oh, well, there's Gary Rowett's nickname right there, isn't it? Nizzy. We're disappointed to lose Nizzy after he did so well for us on his return, but understand that he wanted to go on a new adventure down south, although he will be missed. This presents a new opportunity for someone else to step into that role. We thank him for his contribution and wish him all the best in England. So there you go. Now, even more local news, local to Millwall. LondonNewsOnline.co.uk, South London Press. What do they say? Because they know what's going on behind the scenes at Millwall. Richard Corley, he knows what's happening. So, Millwall land our Birmingham striker Kevin Nisbet. Yeah, we know that. Millwall set to announce the signing by Birmingham striker Kevin Nisbet. Reports in Scotland have claimed the fee is $2 million, but the South London Press understands that the deal is much closer to the £1 million mark. Nisbet has been set to sign for the Lions in January transfer window, only for the switch to break down. Both the player and Championship club always remained keen on the transfer. Nisbet flew in to complete a medical at the week. He is Millwall's first business of the summer. Nisbet's form for him since returning from an ACL injury saw him recalled to the Scotland national team recently, and they have Euro 2024 qualifiers against Norway next weekend, and then at home to Georgia. Well, wouldn't it be the cherry on the cake if he gets injured in those games? Typical, no? But let's hope that does not happen. The 26-year-old Glaswegian has scored 39 goals in 101 matches for Hibernian. He was highly prolific at both Raith and Dunfermline. So there you go. You hope that continues at Millwall. But again, what kind of formation are we playing? Who do you fix the formation around now? Is it Zion Fleming still? Or is it Kevin Nisbet? How are we going to play now? I don't know. So yeah, that's it for that. So yeah, everyone in Scotland is saying 2 million, but it's a deal that's up to 2 million. If the conditions are met, it's a 3-year deal. There's an option for another year, and it's actually Mill probably paid out 1 million, and the rest is add-ons. So there you go. Now moving on to this from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Mill very likely to make some overseas signing after Zion Fleming's success story. Gary Rowett has admitted that he is very likely that Mill will make another overseas signing in his summer transfer window. The Lions paid a club record £1.7 million fee for Tuna Sittard for Zion Fleming in June 2020. Boss Rowett knows that extra value can sometimes be gleaned by going abroad. He said, "I don't see it being any different this summer as I did last summer. We have to look at all eventualities options. Having done it successfully with Zion one, why wouldn't we try and also do it with other players? A lot of the European clubs, part of their way of working is to accept this valuation for their players. Sometimes in this country the deals feel a lot harder to do. I even think the players see it as an opportunity to move on and know where their next steps lie. In terms of their development as well, there is an attraction for players to come to England and see if they can get themselves into the Premier League. Indeed. So yeah, apparently Gary Rowett has been on a scouting trip to the Netherlands, to the Low Countries as they're called. So we will see if we sign anyone now. And moving on to this from southwarknews.co.uk, Mill heading to Spain for pre-season, and manager would like new players in for the trip. Oh, well, obviously this was put out yesterday, so Gary Rowett obviously had a little twinkle in his eye because he obviously knew that something was happening. The Lions have had training camps in Portugal and Scotland in previous summers. Millwall are heading to Spain in July for the pre-season training camp, and boss Gary Rowett would like to have new players on board ahead of the trip. The Lions have gone to Portugal and Scotland and played behind closed doors friendlies in previous summers. Rowett, the squad are back at Calmont Road at the end of the month, but it's not a case of all rest until then. The players are back in on June the 28th, and they'll come back in for testing to see where they're at, Rowett told me. It gives us a 5.5 week build-up, which is what I've always done. We follow a very similar pattern and plan. The players follow an off-season plan. It's as hard as a pre-season is at times. And they do a lot of the hard yards off-season. They only really truly get 10 days, 2 weeks off. And then they're back doing different types of activities that gets them to the point where where actually we don't have to do a lot of stuff. when they get back in, then they can get back down to football quite quickly. Obviously, there's a physical element to it. We had to a training camp in Spain. It's slightly different look to pre-season this year, but it's all been organised and pre-planned. We're looking forward to it. It's a case of trying to get some players into field the squad, bolster the squad, and improve it. Rowett took a holiday in Greece last week, though his phone was never far out of reach as Mill conduct their summer business. Gareth Ainsworth said this week that he gets up to 15 phone calls a day from agents offering players. To be fair, as I get older, I'm getting better. I'll leave it a lot of it to the looks of Alex and let them get on with it. Whereas one time I'll be ringing every agent to try and find out what's going on. That's it. So apart from 1 or 2 calls and the odd WhatsApp, not too much. He was actually quite relaxed. So there you go. Rowett having a holiday in Greece and taking a trip to the Low Countries on a scouting trip. Now, talking of far off climes, here we go. International England under-18s. Romain Esse started in the game, scored in the game, in a 2-2 draw against Norway under-18s. So here we go. This was played on Friday morning. Birthday boy Rio Karimatin celebrated his big day in style on Friday with his late goal, sealing a 2-2 draw against Norway for England's under-18s. The Young Lions found themselves 2 goals down in their opening game of the Lisbon International Tournament, following quick-fire strikes at the end of the first half and then 2 minutes after the restart, despite coming closest to breaking the deadlock after Joe Burris saw his free kick well saved following a foul on Joby Bellingham. But head coach Neil Ryan saw his team show their character to stage a second half fight back and rescue a result with a strike from Millwall's Romain Esse, getting them back in the contest just after the hour mark. With the game 2 minutes into stoppage time and the Norwegians holding on, substitute Kari Matin drilled home a fine shot into the top corner to equalise on what was the Tottenham Hotspur player's 18th birthday. England will be back in action tomorrow, Sunday morning, when they face Australia in the second game of the trip in Portugal, before they play the final match against host Portugal on Tuesday. And I don't know what it is out there. I bet it's bloody hotter here than it is there. Because I did check today in terms of Istanbul, and it's hotter in the south of England than it is in Istanbul. Fucking hell. What's happening? So you can see the start. So they made a lot of changes. I think they changed more or less every player. They didn't use 2 of the substitutes. But if we go up, where is it? So Romain Esse, number 7, he started and he was substituted on the 63rd minute, which must have been just after he scored. And even though there's no I don't think there's any spectators. But as you can see, the ground's in a bit of a valley or a little bit of a dip. Someone's up on the hill filming it with a potato, it looks like. Because they're far away, and this is Romain Esse's goal apparently. Do we try and make that bigger? Yeah, this is on Twitter. Mill actually shared this out for someone else to get. So back there, that's Romain Esse. Boom, into the right hand side. Done and done. There you go. Okay. Yep. Now, talking of internationals, here we go again. George Saville. So obviously we got games this week. I just joked about Kevin Nisbet getting injured. Surely I hope he doesn't. But we've got a few players playing international games this week. I don't know why they're playing them now. Why could some of the games not be played last week when they had training camps? Why couldn't they play the games then? All very weird, but hey ho. So yeah, George Saville is in the squad, as you would think, because he's one of the most senior players for Northern Ireland now. So Millwall midfielder George Saville has been called up by Northern Ireland for June's 2 Euro 2024 qualifiers. With 1 win and 1 defeat to their name so far, the Green and White Army will take on Denmark at Parken Stadium on Friday, the 16th of June, before they return to Belfast 3 days later to take on Kazakhstan on Monday, the 19th of June. So in what, 5 days time, 6 days time, there you go. The games are coming thick and fast. Also, as well as bit of luck for Aidomo Emakhu. He's played for Ireland's under-19s. He's waiting for the under-21. He's never been called up in the under-21s. Well, he has now. I like to think his performances for Millwalls under-21s in that cup win helped to do that. Millwalls' Aidomo Emakhu receives first Republic of Ireland under-21 call-up. Millwall forward Aidomo Emakhu has been called up to represent Republic of Ireland's under-21s for a series of friendlies in Austria. Head coach Jim Crawford named a 26-man squad on Tuesday, but an injury in the group meant Emakhu was next in line to join the squad. Ireland are friendlies scheduled against Gabon, Ukraine and Kuwait. The boys in green step up their preparations ahead of Euro 21 qualifiers in September. So there you go. So he got a bit of luck because he was the 27th man in this 26-man squad. Someone get injured and he gets into the squad. Nice. So this is when squads are. This is when the games are. These are where are these being played again? Oh, in Austria. So I don't know if you're out and about in these places. We've got Portugal, where Romain Esse is now. We've got Spain training camp with Millwalls. I don't know if that's top secret. I don't know where that's going to be. Certainly, you won't be allowed to go see any games. We've got Aidomo Emakhu in Austria playing these games. We've got Tom Bradshaw playing for Wales. We've got George Saville playing for Northern Ireland. We've got Kevin Nisbet playing for Scotland. So if you are on your holidays anywhere where these games are happening, maybe some interesting. Hang on a minute. That's not very fair, is it? Ireland under 21s, but Gabon under 23s, and Kuwait under 22s. That's a bit dodgy. Emakhu has represented Ireland 3 times at under 19 level and scored on his debut against Sweden back in 2021. Millwall Football Club would like to congratulate Aidomo on his call up and wish him all the best of luck in Austria. Stay tuned to millwallfc.co.uk for updates from the friendly game. Indeed. And stay tuned to this channel as well. I will bring as well. Now, international players playing these games, hope they don't get injured, but it's extra games, it's extra stuff. Like they should be on their holidays, relaxing. But never fear, Gary Rowett's got a plan. So this is from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Millwall's international players will get extra rest to guard against burnout. Millwall's international players are set to report back to pre-season training a week later than the remainder of Gary Rowett's squad. Tom Bradshaw is part of the Wales squad, which has Euro 2024 qualifiers against Armenia and Turkey. Northern Ireland do have selected lines midfielder George Saville. Fixtures on the same dates against Denmark and Kazakhstan. Winger Romain Esse has been picked by England under-18s for the Lisbon International Tournament. They play Norway today before taking on Australia on Sunday. Finally comes a clash against the host nation Portugal on June 13. And obviously this was written before Kevin Nisbet signed, because Kevin Nisbet has 2 games as well. The international players have not had 6 or 7 weeks break, mentally and physically, Rowett told the South Africans. They've had to train and play throughout. All you're sure to do is that they will come back probably a week later. It's very simple. But they need the same recovery so that they don't come back and end up feeling fatigued early in the season because they haven't had enough recovery time. Romain will come into that category. We'll look at how much they've trained. We get all the details, what they've done in training, distance-wise and intensity-wise. Then we try and come up with a decent plan to allow them to still feel like they've had a break. Someone like Rom has done a little bit less in general over the season. Someone like Brad has played 40-odd games. It'll be slightly different, but some elements are still the same. We'll assess it as we find out the plan. Someone like Aidomo, he was on standby for the under-21s for Ireland and didn't get in. Then you have to adjust and have a couple of plans. Well, he did get in. So obviously this must have been written before that happened. But yeah, he did get in. Now, moving on to this. We're going to finish with this. We're done now. Millwall's Lions store is now open. So I told you the other day, that the website was back up and running with the new stuff that they have, which is just hoodies, t-shirts, and a couple of jackets. Well, they actually have opened the actual shop now. So if you want to go down there, you can. I believe it's still cashless. Millwall's Line store is now open, now in partnership with Fanatics. The store houses brand new stock including t-shirts, polo shirts, jackets and more, with more to follow as the build-up to 23-24 season gets underway. The store will be open from 10 to 5 on Monday to Saturday, whilst it will be closed on Sundays. Happy shopping! There you go. And that's it. Kevin Nisbet signed, sealed and delivered. How are we feeling about that? Hopefully it's good news. I think we still need a couple more players in defence for left back, maybe a decent centre back. But we're getting there. We are getting there. And on that note, thank you for watching, and